Cowboy Jack had always been a bit of a gambler. He loved the thrill of the game, the rush of the win. But one fateful night, he pushed his luck too far. He had been on a losing streak for hours, and was down to his last few dollars when he heard about a high-stakes game in the back room of the saloon. Desperate to win back his losses, Jack joined the game, but luck was not on his side. He lost everything, including the deed to his beloved home. He knew he had to act fast, or he would lose everything he had worked so hard for. He heard that there was a dangerous wanted man named Boone the Butcher Burke, who had a hefty bounty on his head. Jack knew that if he could bring the butcher to the sheriff, he could collect the reward money and pay off his debt. So with nothing left to lose, Jack set out on a treacherous journey to find Boone the Butcher. After days of searching, he finally found him in a remote cabin deep in the woods. But Boone the Butcher was not going down without a fight. A fierce gun battle ensued, and in the end, Jack emerged victorious. He brought the lifeless body of the butcher to the sheriff of the first town he reached on his way home and collected the reward money. Jack breathed a sigh of relief and rushed to his town to settle his debt with his creditors. But as he approached the city, he saw smoke rising in the distance. His heart sank as he realized that his house was on fire. The creditors who had laughed at him earlier were playing another game outside his burning home. Jack saw the sheriff from a distance and looked at him with disgust that he was just watching the group's fireworks and doing nothing. He knew then that he could never return to the city. He left the city with the prize money at night and galloped towards the unknown. Months went by, and the city he had left behind was plagued by a series of mysterious suicides. The deputy sheriff woke up the sheriff in the middle of the night, screaming about 3 people who had hanged themselves in their homes. The sheriff was baffled and could not understand why this was happening. But then, one day, a letter arrived. It contained a short text: "I killed them. Execute me." The painted image of the sheriff was attached to the letter. The only name the sheriff could think of at the time was Jack. He carefully left his room with a gun in his hand and surveyed the area. The nightmare of Jack's revenge would not leave him. Every night he sleeps with his eyes half open. He was delirious, little by little. One morning, when the deputy sheriff woke up, he saw that the door of the detention center was open, and the sheriff had hanged himself in it. He was confused and stunned, and looked at the hanging body. The mystery was never solved, and the city was forever haunted by the ghosts of the past.